This show is a Phonic Media production.
Hey friend, we're back and today we're talking about the importance of
switching off.
Shoulder is still ruined. Hey friend. Eye roll counter.
Yeah.
Eye roll counter.
Already
got one.
Gym injuries.
Are you kidding
Bored
me?
of hearing
Me moaning about my
Bored
injuries.
of hearing it.
Anyway, hello friends. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the podcast. We have reached episode number 10.
Ooh, do we get like a prize?
Yeah, fuck all.
To be fair, my sister has just donated a whole gluten-free carrot cake, so I'm just going to smash that.
What's that got to do with anything?
Don't know, it's like a celebratory cake.
Oh, okay,
10
fine.
episodes.
Celebratory cake.
I mean, it's not many, but...
It's not many, but back in the day, 80% of shows never used to get past episode 7. Do you remember
What?
the magical number 7?
So we are past it.
Past it.
My goodness.
Past it, smashed it, and still killing it off. Thank you for listening. Killing it off.
Killing it off.
I haven't said that since I thought I was a
Yeah.
gangster 2 years ago.
When was you a gangster? You've never been a gangster.
Thought I was, didn't I?
Never, ever.
Do you not remember?
I mean, you thought you'd been many things in your life, Jace. But, yeah. Cool. No. Trendy. Definitely not.
Are you going to be a bitch the whole time or just this beginning bit?
Rockstar. Anyway, carry on.
Finished?
Oh, we still got that.
I've still got all of it.
How?
Call me the podcast
How
king
many
for nothing.
things can you have in here?
As many as I want. Anyway, hello. Welcome back to the show. Today we are talking about the importance of switching off because we switched off, didn't we?
We did. We've switched off.
Sort of switched off last week when we went away on a mini break.
Family holiday.
Before we get to that point, I think it's important we have our review of the week because last week is about half an hour in.
Yeah.
So, and we've had a lovely review of the week.
Oh, so
Here we go.
nice.
Review of the week.
So I'd just like to say, we do actually get a lot of people like messaging us,
Guys, we're a big deal.
telling us how much they enjoy the show, which is super like heartwarming.
This is heartwarming, was it?
And then you go onto YouTube.
It's a very different calibre of people.
So like on YouTube, we put up the full length video and then we also have what we call YouTube shorts. So it's like snippets.
Here she goes. Content wizard, you say?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, God.
So short clips taken from each episode. And this was
Wow,
a clip
clues in the title of it being
where
called a short.
James and I were talking about, you know, could we ever have a nanny, housework, chores? And I was probably just moaning about I fucking hate it all. And Peter Standen made a comment and I thought, I'm going to shout this out. Why not?
I'm going to give I've got a little jingle for you. Here you go.
Thank you. So under the shawl, is it okay to get a nanny? Peter Standen wrote, I see a future for this woman. I thought, oh, this is nice. He's visualising my future. And then it says, and it involves cats. So
Peter.
thank you, Peter.
Peter, this
And-
pussy's for you.
My pussy's not for Peter. I don't know who you are. Anyway, that's another story. I actually love cats, so I'm not really bothered about that.
The YouTube comment thing is really strange, though, isn't it? Because some of them are so like genuinely vicious.
And I'm like, but you've
With
obviously
what
watched it.
Yeah,
and you've then taken the extra time to make a sly comment. I actually find it
weird.
hilarious. I think it's brilliant. But yeah, so
We also had one
apparently
on
I'm
there-
going to be a cat woman.
Also on that little short, which is like a short video from the main video, we put a short on there as well, just in
YouTube
case
shorts.
anyone didn't get the clarity on that. When we did the one about the get a nanny,
Yeah.
some random person was like, oh, imagine thinking you're so important that your life is that busy that you need somebody else to support you to just run your life. It's like
Maybe like cut down on what was it?
Yeah,
maybe like reduce your outgoings.
simplify. Hello, I can't say that word. Simplify your life. I'm like,
I mean, to a point, but
no,
I mean,
not to a point. Get fucked.
Oh.
How about that? How about that point? Whoever you are on YouTube, fuck you. How'd you like that?
Wow. So that was that review of the week.
I will hunt you down. I will
Peter,
find you.
meow.
Oh, Peter. Oh, pissy.
Love a cat.
Pissy Peter. Oh, Pissy Pete. Chill out, Pissy Pete. Do you remember
I bet he's got ferrets.
I bet he's
Yeah.
got fucking crabs. And I don't mean the pet. Pissy Pete. Anyway, let's talk about the importance of switching off, shall we? We had a little break, didn't we? We had a little romantic break.
It wasn't a fucking romantic break.
Hey, it was in my eyes. Me and Hayley, we
We went to Norfolk in a caravan with George and Louis and my mum and dad. So
A week in a caravan with your
definitely
in-laws.
definitely not romantic. And it was.
A week in a caravan with your in-laws.
My mum was super happy because we found this like never seen before 4-bedroom caravan, which seemed ideal until we realised that you basically just lost a whole chunk of the living room. But we had a great time, didn't we?
We did have a good time.
We did have a great time. But if
we did have a laugh.
We did have a laugh. But if anyone has got kids, you know the transition of the holidays pre-children and the holidays post-children are very different. So
They used to be good, they're now shit.
No, we've had so much fun. And like we've relaxed in that we're going to come to it like switching off from work, but it is also absolutely knackering, isn't it?
I remember when we were holiday reps and you used to get chatting to people around the pool.
Yeah.
And I remember being like 19, 20 years old, and the thing that you'd get from families, mums and dads from all around the world, would be the same thing. As long as the kids are happy, we're happy.
And you'd have
I used
like
to think,
people that come back, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the same
Like
week,
the same
every year.
Like
to the same hotel, at the same week, same time.
And I used to think, why? The world's such a big place. I totally get it.
Go travel, expand your mind. Fuck that.
The places that I used to
good
want to
all-inclusive,
travel to,
little pool, splash pool, free ice cream.
on tap, whatever.
Good kids
that
club.
is it.
Fucking done.
All you have to do is think about you going to the pool or the beach. That's the sort of holiday we want. Play park, splash park, done. Before, I wanted to like travel. I wanted to go to like Brazil, Argentina, Japan.
The YouTubers won't like this. Imagine thinking it's so important you could travel all over the world.
Oh,
what's
God.
Pissy? What are you saying now, Pissy Pete? She wants to go travelling around the world. Oh, how dare she?
With my cats.
With your cat.
Can you take cats?
Take your cat in a bag.
In a bag. I'm not sure that's legal.
Do you remember when I pretended I killed a cat? A boy outside in a plastic bag and you cried. We'll tell that story another time.
No,
I didn't kill a cat.
now.
I didn't kill a
We've
cat.
got to tell it now.
Okay.
So my friend was away and we were... It wasn't even
It wasn't even their cat.
his cat. Someone's
Some
cat.
random cat. But our mate was a vet, wasn't he? So he ended up...
was looking after someone's
like
cat.
fucking Dr. Doolittle.
And then-
He used to end up looking
yeah.
after everyone's animals.
Something happened, emergency, he couldn't do it. So he asked us if we could go and feed
He
his
was
cat.
away. So he had taken on this cat while someone's on holiday. Then he went on holiday. He was like,
anyway.
can you look after the cat?
So we go up.
But it's an indoor cat, so it can't go
No,
outside.
it's not allowed out. So we go up
Indoor cats.
and like the cat had made a mess, hadn't it? And then the next day we went back and you went in on your own. And then you were gone for ages. And I was like, where is he? So I'm sat in the car thinking, he has been such a long time. So then he comes down.
This is one of
and
my
he's
best
got
ever
a
pranks,
big
I reckon.
bag, like a black bag, just full of stuff. And he opens up the bin and he throws it in. He gets in the car. He went, oh my
Fucking
God,
cat's dead.
the bloody cat's dead. And I was like, what?
So this is what happened, right? So
Oh,
our mate
my
Thomas,
goodness.
who's the vet, he said to us, right, go in and check on it every day. Go and feed it every day. Go give it
Probably
water
shouldn't
every
have
day.
said that name, but yeah, it's all good.
Whoever it was.
Yeah.
Might have been a friend called Thomas. Might have been a friend called William. Could have been Bob. Could have been fucking Pissy Pete. Oh, you like your cats, didn't you, Pete? He's getting too much airtime now, isn't he, old Pissy Pete? But yeah, so he said, go in every day, give it food and water and all that shit. And then... like, it was fucking disgusting. When you think about looking after animals, it's disgusting. There was like a shit scoop. So just scoop the dry poo out, leave that, what do you call the crumb stuff
Yeah.
that's in it?
Cat.
Litter.
Litter.
Cat litter. Because cats are
Hadn't it,
rubbish.
like, shit everywhere?
Yeah.
It had an accident.
Yeah, he had shit all over the bathroom. I think I'd like double fed it the day before or something. So he's like, oh, don't change the cat dust every day, litter, just scoop the poo out. I was like, this is a disgusting conversation, but fine. So scoop out the poo. He said every couple of days, then just refresh it if you think it needs to. Anyway, so I've walked in, the cat, I don't know, has had a curry or something the night before, shat everywhere. So they're cleaning up this cat shit. I'm like, how is this my life? I was like, I better do, because there's now like wet poo everywhere. I better clean this cat litter stuff. So I throw it in a bag.
That's too funny.
And it was just like a black bag, but it just sort of like went dense at the bottom of the bag and just flat. And I don't know where it came from, but I ran down the stairs.
I cried.
She actually cried. So I opened the bin, threw it in, and I jumped in the car. I went, fucking gotta go, the cat's dead, the fucking cat's dead. He went, what? What? I went, yeah, the cat's dead.
I started crying.
And then she started crying, and I was like, you know when a joke's gone too far, but you don't know how to... And I was
I
like,
felt awful. I was like, oh my God, how do we even explain this?
how do we tell Bob's customer
Anyway,
that we killed their cat?
It wasn't dead.
Wasn't dead.
End of.
Cat was fine.
Anyway, but
just shit
switching off.
itself.
We've been away. That was a bit of a story, completely irrelevant, but hey. So
Last cat noise,
we've been
done.
away and we did switch off and it was so nice to spend time with the kids. Unfortunately, I'd had a really bad migraine before we went away.
Hayley ailment.
So it's a bit of a common trait. We never, if we're going on holiday on, say, the Saturday, you can guarantee that me and James are still like 11 o'clock the night before finishing work. We never seem to just have it all sorted. And unfortunately, I got a horrific migraine and I couldn't work. I couldn't look at a screen. So I did have to do a bit of work on holiday in the evenings, didn't I? But generally, I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't like scrolling social media. I mean, I couldn't get internet where I was either, so that helped. But we proper switched off. And each day we went out and about. We did like fun family parks, didn't we? We went to the beach.
The pier, the
really
beach,
nice.
fish and
like,
chips, all the good
stuff.
British seaside stuff
It was really
you
good,
want to do.
but it made me, again, we've spoke about this before, I think, like almost, I've realised that I'm someone, you know, like when people go, oh, I'm just always so busy. I'm just so busy. I'm such a busy person. Like it fucks me off because it's like,
it's like a badge of honour.
You label yourself like, oh, it's so great, I'm so busy. And then I have like friends that I see every so often and they're always like, oh, you're always so busy, you've always got so much going on. And I've realised that I actually don't know how to relax. Like,
revelation, guys.
no, but do you know what I mean? It's like like now I know, like say there's no plans at the weekend and I can feel myself going, I need to make some plans.
You've already got plans. You're making us go and see our friends.
Making us.
Well,
we want to.
Yeah.
No, but do you know what I mean? I'm just saying it. So like when you go away, I almost go so the other way that it's almost detrimental.
Yeah, but you say it's detrimental, but how can it be detrimental to
like
relax?
Now I'm back. No, it isn't. That's relaxing. It's great. But it's almost like when I go on holiday, and maybe this is obviously normal, I don't want to look at social media. I don't want to think about work. Sometimes we take like notebooks, don't we? We're like, in case we get like, you know, like inspiration to like write stuff down. Why fucking bother? Because I never feel inspired. I just want to like switch off completely. But
why? But you still, even like now, like we've been together nearly 20 years now. Every time we've gone, fucking felt like a lifetime.
Long time.
Every time we go away, you always have the same thing. Oh, I'm so switched off, but like too switched off.
Because when I come back, I then go.
You just get into it because you have to.
Yeah, but it just takes me that while to kind of like get my mojo back. And I don't know if that's like because am I escaping reality or am I switching off? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't know which one it is.
No, I don't know, because I love what I do, but then it's like, I don't know, I just find myself, or maybe it is just because I say about switching off, but then at the back of my mind, I was like, I had things to do. So you then begrudge that.
But you're saying that you switched off and like, I didn't look at social media and blah, blah, blah. You worked for like 4 nights. You ended up working...
But that's because,
like 2 or 3 hours.
I had a migraine, so I hadn't been able to finish my work.
But then you couldn't fully switch off because then even the concept of doing the work was still there in the back of your mind, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I go the other way. Like, I actually don't like switching off. And do you know what? I always sort of maybe label that as like it's not good. It's not good.
You're like, it's too long. 7 days is a long time. It's like, fuck off.
I do.
So you're like, I want to get back to work because the thing is, do you think it comes down?
I listened to a podcast this morning though, right, with Alex Hormozy, who's the guy who's done $100 million offers. This is the famous book he's done, and he's become, I don't know why. Well, I do know why, because he makes great content, but his content's blown up in the last couple of years, and he runs really successful businesses.
Blown up.
Please never do that again.
I'm really hot in this jumper, I'm just going to say.
You do look hot in that jumper.
No.
Yeah.
Knitted by my mum. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. But he was saying that they were talking on this podcast about like toxic. They were saying about hard work is labelled as a bad thing these days. He went, why? Why is it labelled as a bad thing? He said, I have no hobbies other than going and working out. He's like me, buff. He's like me, pretty buff. If you maybe Alex, if you're doing the clips, if you could just put a picture of me and Alex Hormozy
and a baked bean can.
What is your obsession with a baked bean can? I pick up big weights.
Yeah, like how many pounds? Are they in pounds?
They're in kilos.
How many kilos?
32 kilos.
32?
32, bruv!
Bet you can't do 35. Yeah.
I don't do it 35s, I do 34s. You idiots!
I don't know.
You've ruined it.
No, I've never really been in the gym.
Anyway, he kept talking about, he said, I've got no real hobbies. All I do is I go to the gym, if you can class that as a hobby, and I work. He said, and I love it. He said, I do what I want to do all day, every day with the people I want to do it with. He said, of course you get like stresses and strains of running companies. He sold one of his companies, he sold like 2/3 of it to an investment firm for like $46 million. He'll probably do $1 billion in the next 5 years in terms of sales. But he just really genuinely enjoys it. But I think you're almost like...
I feel like that. And then I think maybe we force ourselves to not be like that.
Yes, I've got to switch off. I don't want to...
But there is an importance of switching off, because that's what I'm saying, is that I don't feel like... You know, when you're going away, I don't feel like I transition into like, oh, now I'm away. I feel like it's almost like, oh my God, work. So much, crazy. And then it's like, bang. Nothing. And I'm saying that's what I don't know if that's healthy. Do you see where I'm coming from?
But that's probably all entrepreneurs,
Yeah, I
to be
suppose.
fair. Especially
or any like business owners who are going away.
Yeah, definitely. Especially
Yeah.
if you're like a solopreneur like you are, because when you're not doing the work.
Oh, I'm so alone.
She's so lonely.
But I've got someone that works for me now. Shout out to Carly. Love ya. Anyway, sorry.
Is that your small business shout out?
No.
Oh, just another one of your people involved in your ecosystem that you're
Someone
shouting
that works
out.
with me, yeah. Thanks. Anyway, carry on.
Fucking hell, it's like being married to Sarah Blakely, Spanx founder.
Oh, yeah, I know.
She's a very nice lady. There you go. There's the epitome. Sarah Blakely
Yeah.
and her husband, Jesse Itzler.
Yeah.
They seem like they've got it absolutely nailed down. They work, but they just love it.
Yeah.
And they take loads of time out for their hobbies, but
Yeah.
they intersperse it with their work. I think sometimes there's this like, you're either working or you're off.
I was...
It's important though, I do, to your point, I think it is important to have that break for other people, like the kids.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
loved
yeah.
our focus and attention. The fact that we weren't on our
100%.
phones
And
all the
and
time,
it's
we weren't
getting a balance
working.
of everything.
Yeah.
But I was working with one of my clients this week. Can I shout them out? Lucy and Shakir. Also,
Fucking hell, I had another shout out.
Also my coach.
I had another shout out.
Female empowerment coach. She is a legend.
Jesus Christ.
But she'd
She owes
actually
us money for the
written
amount we talk about
a post about that whole work-life balance is a myth. And
Yeah.
it was really interesting because it's like, it's so true. Like everyone goes, you've got to get this work-life balance. But it's like, actually, it's all one thing. Like,
Yeah, it's
enjoy
your
your
life.
work, enjoy your personal
Yeah.
life, but it's all one thing.
Yeah.
There's no point in kidding yourself that like things switch off at 5 o'clock and then it's like your personal life. You like it all integrates.
Maybe it is that if you've got like a standard job, if you just
Yeah.
go to an office and you work from 9 till 5 and you just finish that job and that's it, and it's
Yeah.
maybe something you're not passionate about, I guess.
No, I think it's just if you've got a job, you've got set hours, and sometimes it might be you can only do your job in that environment and then you leave. But if you run a business or you own a business, I don't think it does just stop. Do you know what I mean?
No, but I also think that in this day and age, I don't think even if you work in a company,
Yeah.
I don't think it just necessarily stops.
Oh, okay.
Unless the culture of it is to stop.
Yeah, maybe.
Like with my guys in the office, probably in the year that we've been employing people, there's probably been 3 times in that year when people have had to stay late to get something finished because it was like urgent.
Yeah.
Other than that, they can go home at 5 and they
And
can
it
come back in at
finishes.
9, and there's no touching base
Yeah.
overnight and no messaging and blah blah. You know how I used to work with them. When I had a coaching business,
Yeah.
from 5 o'clock in the fucking morning till about midnight, constant messaging, completely
Yeah.
unnecessary. Don't get me wrong, but you feel like, I guess that maybe the overarching message of this whole section is that there is no right or wrong.
No.
There is no work-life balance. It's pretty finding a life blend.
I think there's a life blend like that, and also like switching off when you know that you're not feeling your best. So, for example, like I had a migraine. I had to switch off. It sounds silly.
Yeah,
like,
but also it
when
shouldn't
your
get to
body-
that.
No, it
But
shouldn't.
you got to that
Yes.
point because you were pushing yourself
Yes.
too hard, and you do it
And
every
that's-
time.
that's the
And
point.
you know it happens at a
Yeah.
certain time of the month. I mean, I don't want to talk about that on the podcast today.
Why
but-
not, James?
But well, how do we talk about it?
Oh my God, are you blushing?
I don't
Talking
know.
about periods.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
What is like R for? But I didn't know if you want to talk about it.
what periods?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay,
What
fine.
do you want to talk about?
Well, no, I don't specifically want to
I'm
talk about
joking.
it, but
yeah, as a female,
God, that got uncomfortable, didn't it?
as a female, women, we should be more aware of our like menstrual cycle because it does have a major effect. So, since I started tracking it, I realise that like I can almost tell when I'm about to like start my period because I have like certain things that happen. Like I'll have a
But
few
you
days
put-
where I feel tired. But yes,
But you
because I
pushed
was so
through it.
focused on getting
Yes.
everything done before holiday, I was working late and it was silly. And so yeah, switching off doesn't have to be like, oh, having a week holiday, but it's about understanding your body, how you're feeling. But also, like you said, switching off is important to have a balance in the fact that, like you say, with the kids, we've made some amazing memories. We've spent some quality time together. Like it was really nice. And with my mum and dad, like it was lovely.
You
Like,
can see the
really
impact
nice.
of it once we've been home as well, because like George is crying now going to nursery, which he loves going to nursery.
Going, I want daddy, not mummy. I want daddy.
Oh, and daddy kisses. I mean, that's the sweetest thing
Although,
ever.
to be fair, on holiday, George was, I'm going to say it, he was an arsehole.
Oh God.
He whinged and whinged. I think we were staying up later than normal. He wasn't having many naps. Every time he fell asleep in the car, we'd arrive where we were going in to get like woken up. He just become more and more grouchy.
devil
But he was
child.
just like, obsessed with you, wasn't he? He was so annoying. So on the last day, we had to punish him and not let him go swimming, which felt horrible, but he was just like, we didn't know what to do, did we?
He had such a tantrum that I cut my hand
trying to get him in the car
because he jumped out the car seat, so I scratched my hand on the road, and he's looking at it. He keeps looking at it now going, I did that, didn't I, Dad? And I'm like, no, I did it.
Yeah.
But it was your fault.
Yeah, it was all your fault.
I think the people of shout out to the people of Southwold, by the way, because I think at least 2 or 3 people, if it hadn't been for my enraged face and no one wanted to go near me, that I think they would have gone, excuse me, have you abducted that small child? Because he was kicking off so badly.
So bad.
I ended up going off the pier.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to jump out of the pram so much. I had to pick him and the pram. You know, you get like anger strength.
Yeah.
I just frog marched him. I just picked up the pram with him in it.
Yeah.
I just walked him off.
It got to the point though where everyone, like, even my mum and dad were like, gosh, he does not stop, does he? Like, it was just constant. Anyway, so James did a bit of research. I think we should read this one out.
Yeah.
So because we've been talking about business and switching off. So this is important. Switching off is important for business owners for several reasons. So where's this come from, James?
This has come from ChatGPT.
Oh yeah,
ChatGPT
about ChatGPT.
It's flipping legendary.
AI writing.
It wrote this for me in 20 seconds.
Amazing.
Literally maybe less than 20 seconds. Go on then, you read it out like a newsreader.
Do you want to read it?
No, you go for it.
We will take it in turns.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so number 1, it reduces stress. Running a business can be stressful and it can take a toll on your mental and physical health. Switching off and taking a break can help reduce stress and prevent burnout.
It wrote this in 20 seconds for me. Increased productivity. Taking regular breaks and switching off can actually help increase your productivity. It allows your brain to recharge and refocus, making you more efficient when you return to work. Nice. Do you remember when we was at school?
Yeah.
And they said if you were studying, what do they call it, like cramming, you know, when you're trying to revise. Yeah. They say you should only be doing it for 20-minute breaks, 20-minute chunks, then take 5 minutes out and then go back because your brain actually can't focus on one task for that long.
I'm sure as well when you're working,
sure
say like at a computer, I'm sure it's something like you're supposed to have like a break every 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, you should take your eyes off the screen for right? Yeah, exactly what I said.
Better decision making. When you are stressed and overwhelmed, it can be difficult to make clear and effective decisions. Oh, that's so true. Oh my God, that is so me. Taking time to switch off and relax can help clear your mind and improve your decision making abilities.
Right, okay, so let's talk about this quickly.
I must have been very stressed when we met. Sorry, what?
Wow. Let's talk about this because last week...
Let's talk about... Yeah.
You finished?
Yeah.
So last week, when you end up having the migraine...
Yep.
And it was completely counterproductive because you were working that late into the evening, knowing... I roll counter twice, 3 times, 4. I'll just keep going. 5. You give yourself another migraine. I looked at the light. She's like, oh, so can you just look up so I can get the camera? I looked at the light. Anyway, when you got the migraine, that was stupid, and I got really annoyed with you for having a migraine. I'll be honest. You didn't know it.
It was hormonal as well. It wasn't just like...
But you knew it was coming.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
It was a week. Sorry.
No.
Going back to periods, it's a week early. I didn't know.
Yeah, but you could have known. You 100% could have known. You were starting to get tired.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you was.
No, I wasn't. That's what was so weird about this month. So this is backfiring.
Oh, okay, fine.
Because that didn't happen.
Okay, Hayley's great.
Improve creativity. Sometimes the best ideas come when you are not actively thinking about them.
Oh, you're right.
Switching off and engaging in relaxing activities can help stimulate your creativity and inspire new ideas. I massively believe that.
Which one are we on now? Better work-life balance. We said we don't like balance. We're going to go blend. As a business owner, it can be easy to let work consume your life. Switching off and prioritising time for relaxation and self-care can help you achieve a better work-life balance, blend, and improve your overall well-being.
Yes.
Overall,
switching off is essential for business owners to maintain good health, maximise productivity, and make better decisions for their business. That's amazing, isn't it?
This message is brought to you by ChatGPT, which is a machine which knows more about how to look after yourself than you do. Think about that.
And that is the amazing thing as well. Like, this is kind of... Can you turn that off? Sorry. I was like, I can't think.
You genuinely think you run this show now, don't you? Yeah.
Who run the world, girls? Who run the world, girls?
I hope that gets turned into a clip. You'll be embarrassed, won't you?
Why? That was gold.
Anyway, a dance move.
No, so it's switching off. It's not really about that. But you know, like sometimes when I'm switched off, this goes back to like when I'm so switched off and it takes me a while to get back in. Because then what happens is you get back online and you see like everyone doing these great things, marketing themselves really well. And I get a bit like overwhelmed and a bit like, oh my God, I need to get back out there and back on this and, you know, sort my posts out, do that. And then it's like, we have got so much software now at our fingertips that can really help us. And it can almost like save us time, like the ChatGPT thing. Like everyone's going on about it, but the truth of it is that was written in 20 seconds.
That's amazing.
Okay, that is amazing.
And if I'd had to write that, you'd have to research. That's probably an hour's worth of work.
But what you can do is then go through that, add your own personality, tweak it. There's certain words or expressions perhaps you wouldn't use, but the fact of the matter is, you could plan out like all of your content using something like a ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And then you can use things like, I use like Plannable, which is a software that can schedule out your posts. So like, there's so many things now that we can use. It's automated to help you kind of like get back time in your business to help you then, have more time to switch off or do the things that help you to be that better performer.
I think you get to a certain point when you invest either your time or your money in buying back that time.
Yeah.
And you have to think of it like buying time.
Yeah.
And then you see it in the right way. So like when you're paying everyone's like salary at the end of the month, it doesn't feel like a cost because
like
it's an
Fagin.
investment.
Oh, go on then, have another cuppa. Have another cuppa. You got to pick a bucket or two.
You see, you are a bit Fagin-esque. You got the nose.
Do you know what I noticed last week? You were talking about like we've had to switch around the whole fucking living room so that your face looks better on the camera.
So funny.
My lips are like they're going inwards. And does your jaw recede as you get older?
Your teeth are caving in. Your teeth are like getting narrower. I don't know.
This podcast is so good for my self-awareness.
Like, we watched the podcast on telly. Oh my God, how vain. And all we do is sit there and go, oh my God, look at my chin.
Your jowly
look
neck.
At my jowly neck. And then you're like, do I need lip implants?
My lip goes inwards.
Please get lip implants.
I think I should get
No, because your bottom lip's
massive.
Yeah. You can get that stuff that you put on your lip
I
and it kind of makes them swell.
What? What's that?
Like a bee sting.
What? Put a bee sting on your lips?
No, it's like stuff you can put on.
Do you know, I'll have to tap up Charlotte Shipman. Shout out Charlotte Shipman.
I don't think you should have done that.
She will love that.
Oh, she
will
won't.
love that. She'll know where to go
tell
for
you
some
off.
lips. Cheers, Charlotte. I'm gonna go.
I'm on your side. I'm on your side, Charlotte.
Okay,
right.
fine.
I think it's time. It's time for our small.
Oh yeah, but this ties into our little holiday, doesn't it, as well?
Shout out.
Here we go. Here we go. Small business. Oh, scary small business. Oh, scary.
That was not a cat. That was a dinosaur.
Do you think you're in the movie for Thriller today? Is that what you're doing? What's with the weird hands?
Thriller. So they're doing it.
Not like that, they don't.
Thriller.
Okay, we get it. You know the dance. Fantastic. Well done, you. Right, so small business shout out this week. It lends itself to our little holiday that we just went on because we went to Norfolk and there's no fucking chance of not having a good time there, is there? Come on, who's not enjoying themselves?
You used to have that all the time when we used to do quizzes abroad. There would always be a team that used Norfolk.
Norfolk and chance, and there was always a lot of Mike Hunts. I wasn't there. And the first time I read that out, I was like, who's Mike Hunt's specials?
I remember once on stage I was doing like a little game show where you have to pick the names out of the hat to see who like wins a prize. And there was just all these like names and I picked one out and I said, Jack me off. And I remember it was Mandy Tabor who we worked with. I was like, because I was just not thinking about it and everyone just started laughing in the audience and she come running on stage with her hand over her mouth like, oh my God, like laughing, but like, what have you said? And I was like, oh my God, I didn't even realise.
What show used to do that? It was The Simpsons, wasn't it? Where Bart Simpson used to phone up Moe's
was it?
Tavern
Yes.
and he'd always make up
Brilliant.
funny
Anyway.
names. Anyway, last week when we were in Norfolk, there was loads of cool stuff. We were, where did we stay? We stayed near
at Broadland
Lowestoft,
Sands.
Broadland Sands, which is a nice little resort. And we were in Lowestoft, and it was brilliant because you're like a half an hour drive from loads of cool stuff. One thing that we were quite close to was a fantastic day out. I mean, if you've got dinosaur obsessed kids, this is a must go to. Small business shout out this week goes to Raw Dinosaur
Oh
Park.
my God, honestly, it's the second time
epic.
we have been, and it is just so great. I can't. It's like when you go there, it's a really nice open air, like really open place. There's like play parks, and it's all themed dinosaur.
Yeah.
And sorry,
It's like a proper for me. It's like a proper theme park.
Yeah.
It's like a proper little theme park because some of these days out, not in a bad way. It's like half a farm or something like that. You know, they've got some like ratty old cattle in the background, and it's like 15 quid. You can go and like, I don't know, touch a pig or feed a goat or whatever. I love to touch a pig.
For some people, that sounds like a great day out.
Does sound like a good day out.
No,
but
it's just great. Like
proper
I say,
proper little theme park.
Play parks. They've got like a theatre where you can go and watch a cinema show, which is like an epic.
That's really good.
It's almost
isn't
like
it?
watching a cartoon Jurassic World film.
It's like a DreamWorks movie, isn't it? Yeah.
Then they have live shows where
Dippy. You can see Dippy the dinosaur.
Dippy the dinosaur. They've got like little car rides.
Go-karts. A dinosaur trail.
And then there's beautiful
petting zoo down the bottom. So if you do want to touch a pig, you can touch them down there.
You walk all down this lovely trail, and they've got like these life-size dinosaurs. Some of them are like animatronics, but it's just such a beautiful place. And then when you get to the bottom, like you say, you got the petting zoo, they've got
high
like,
wire
ropes,
thing. Like a high ropes thing, which you'd pay like 30 quid for, like a centre parks, just for that.
It's just such a nice place. They've got dinosaur dig, haven't they? We can dig for dinosaurs. Then they've got like the indoor soft play, those kind of things. But it's just the whole day. It's just so nice. We love it. So if you're ever in that area, and I'd say it's great if you love dinosaurs, but I think even if you're not into dinosaurs, I think
if you hate dinosaurs, go there. You still have a lovely time.
It's just a lovely place to walk around and to do things. So Raw Dinosaur Park.
But if you are one of those people who've got
it's ROARR. .co.uk. ROARR.co.uk.
Yeah, really, really good.
Love
Do you know
it.
what I think makes a big difference? Like you said about it being themed.
Yeah.
So as soon as you get out of the car, it's like Disney.
Oh, it's the music.
So I've got the music and there's a big T-Rex, there's a photo opportunity right at the beginning, and the way that they get you through the gate, I think those little things make such a difference.
Like the whole thing is branded really well. I love a bit of branding. But like from the moment, and then you can download the app and then you can like go on it and you can like go around the park. Yeah, and they've got like that maze, haven't they, that you can go on as well and like look for the dinosaur. It's just brilliant. And
Great
loads
value
of
day out.
photo opportunities, and the kids love it.
It was like 20 quid you're saying as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it was
It's like not
brilliant.
expensive for what you get for it. It's not expensive at
it's
all.
great.
And it's also like if you're a family, you'll know this. Like sometimes if you take, when you go for these days out, especially if you've got like the four of us going and your mum and dad, it can become quite an expensive day. And if you then got to eat in the park and all that stuff, you're probably looking at a couple of £100, which for a lot of people, it's a lot. That's a lot of dough. For us, it's a lot of dough. Yeah. But they've got all these like indoor picnic areas and nice outdoor eating areas.
Lunches, courtesy of my mum who made the sandwiches every time
Jackie.
we went out.
But yeah, really, really, genuinely fantastic. Great day out.
Love it.
Raw Dinosaur Park in Norwich, in Norfolk. If you're up near that neck of the woods, go and check them out.
There.
That's this week's Small Business Shout. Small business, small business, small mother flipping business. Our kids are obsessed with dinosaurs as well, so that was the epic best day out you can imagine. Now, talking of great stuff, we've now got to go completely the other direction, I'm afraid, guys. You can talk about greatness in one hand, and on the other hand, you've got to talk about mugs. Who's a mug? Who's a mug? That's what you do. Don't look at that's. I just thought I'd do your thing instead for this week.
So bad.
That's what it's like.
Do it again now. I'm not doing that anymore.
Who's a mug? Who's a mug? Someone has been. Been a right mug. Who's a mug? Who's a mug?
Double mug.
Been a mug. Anyway, this week we have had not an email come through about this muggy behaviour, but we've actually had a voice note.
A voice note.
A voice note has been sent through to us about someone's muggy behaviour. Let's dial in now and listen to this voice note and find out how muggy you think this is.
Hi, Dave and Hayley. I'm recording this whilst I still remember everything because Neil has been a right mug this evening. So Neil and I do not get a break very often, and we've had our first date in probably a year. And Neil has sat opposite me at dinner and insulted me all evening. The first insult was he told me that I hadn't aged a bit, and then told me since this morning.
I said you hadn't aged a bit, and you said yes, I have. So I thought, okay, if you're going to be like that, I'll face him this morning.
Okay. Then he says,
Love
you're
it.
beautiful, but your roots need doing.
No,
Didn't need saying.
Rude.
Didn't need saying.
Rude.
Then I said, he showed me a picture, and I said, I think I'm starting to look like my mum. And he said, yeah, you need surgery.
Neil!
And then I said, if this had been a first date, you wouldn't have got a second date. What would you have done if this had been a first date? What would you have done differently? And he went, I would have tried.
Oh.
I think I'm pretty funny.
So, send us our mugs, guys, because I'm done with this boy. And I even told him I was going to report him, and he went, good, because I want a mug.
Love it.
I do want a mug.
So anyway, hope you're having a nice Saturday evening. We're off to the cinema now, if Neil lives that long. Bye!
Oh, Neil and Vicky, thank you very much for getting in
to
contact.
make sure that
They're still
Neil's
okay.
still okay. Well, I'm laughing.
Is it muggy
It
enough
does
for a
make me
mug?
laugh. I think absolutely. Double mug.
Who's a mug? Who's a mug?
Neil and Vicky's been a mug. Victoria, not Vicky.
It been a mug. Amazing.
I love it. And that just, it cracked me up. And that's the sort of banter we would have as
That
well.
is.
Isn't it?
That
you haven't
is.
aged a bit since this morning.
They are like Neil and Vicky. I
Love
know them. I've met them at an event.
Yeah.
So Neil's got a really. I'm sure he does like tractor wheels or something, like
Right.
tractor tyres.
Yeah.
But he's like the UK's leading expert in tractor tyres, which is
Okay.
like it's like a really successful business. And Victoria and Neil both collectively, but I think Victoria's main thing is this amazing cafe they got called
Yes.
V8, which is based up in Lincoln, if I remember rightly, Boston. In Lincolnshire, and it's this unbelievable cafe,
Yeah.
and like dining experience, but it's like an American diner. Neil's dad, I think it is, or Victoria's dad, has basically like refurbished half of these fronts of cars
Oh, amazing.
and turned them into booths and stuff. So it's
Yeah.
amazing, but they work so hard. You see them just constantly.
we'll have to go up there.
And they've got a little one and they're juggling, all that kind of stuff. So to hear that,
You're going to both get a mug, a double mugger.
so there you go.
Double mug.
For all of your hard work, for all of your effort, you've got yourself a 12 quid mug. Congratulations. Which Hayley's so annoyed about, by the way. She said to me last night, she went, do you know it's £12 a mug? I was like, what? So it's too expensive to send that mug? Well, it's 100 quid a month, isn't it? You're a mug. You should win yourself a mug for being muggy.
I've got a mug. Although the
Anyway.
mugs I'm sending out are better because they got it on both sides.
Winging its way to you, Victoria and Neil.
So I need to get your
Congratulations, Neil. You're that was muggy. It's the sort of
I
thing
love
I
it.
do, though.
I love it.
I've got your back, mate. I've got your back.
Yeah.
Right, it's time for a little bit of this. Now, we talked about this last week. I'm really looking forward to this.
So if you listened to last week's, sorry to cut you off. If you listened to last week's, I mean, you did drag on a bit, didn't you?
How dare you? In fact, you know what? If someone is out there keeping a...
Somewhere out there.
What a song. Beneath the moonlight. What's that
is
from?
that?
Five All Goes West.
American Tail?
American Tail. Five All Goes West. Full title. If anyone's out there, don't sing it. And that's what I've got now going around in my head. I'm sure I used to do that in a cabaret. I used to do
Sure
that
you
song.
did, James.
It was horrific.
Along with all the horrific songs that you killed. No, you were a good singer.
If
actually.
anybody is out there who's watching this on
Singer.
YouTube, could you count
And
up the
yeah,
amount?
Joe,
Could you count up the amount of?
Peter,
Could you count up the amount of insults I've had today? I reckon you've insulted me at least
I think it's the heat.
50.
Of this
You're hot.
jumper.
You think it's the heat?
Of this jumper. It's
Okay.
just...
We'll wrap this up in a minute. Anyway, unless you've got any more insults. Little Miss Perfection over there. Count up the insults and let me know. Freya's
So
good at
if-
keeping a tab.
Yeah, if you listened to the podcast last week, which was us talking about setting up each other on Tinder. So we were going to create a profile, put up some pictures. We kind of bottled it a little bit. Because I went on there and I was like, this is actually quite real. We might have people like messaging us. And I was like, But I thought, let's still do the exercise.
Yeah.
So I did a bit of research from the founder who described how you should write your bio. So like you should choose sort of up to 5 pics, which can be a mixture of action shots, group pictures. And
No
then-
topless. It was very specific about no topless.
And then in your bio, you
Is that a
should
guys and
share-
girls thing, do you think?
Yeah,
Topless?
I think so.
Okay, fine.
Actually, on that side note, yesterday I had a friend's over and the kids were playing. We were just chilling. And I put, you just put on telly in the background, and it was the reruns of Baywatch.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was obsessed, but I was like, you wouldn't be able to make that anymore.
No.
Like the women in it, they're incredible, but like everyone looks immaculate. Anyway, that was a side note. So this guy says that in your bio, you should include things like your hobbies, any kind of films or quotes from a character that you like. So we thought, right, well, let's write each other's bio. And then what we're going to do, if you follow us on our Instagram, we are actually going to put these out this week. So you'll see
our fake
what we've
Tinder
written
bios.
and also some of the imagery that we have selected from our past to go with our profile.
Someone had mentioned that they want to see this lemon jumper that you slagged me off for a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to have to find.
I can see the burnt face. I can never unsee that
Bright
red
red,
face
yeah.
and the chav chain. I get it.
So that should be one of my
I'll
5
put 'em
pictures.
all.
That should be one of my 5
They might have to
pictures.
be screenshots of a picture because the ones that I'm thinking of are in an album.
Okay.
There's some gold.
In an album?
Yeah, like in a photo album.
Oh, God, is that the silver
So I
one
might
that you
have
made
to,
for me
like, take a little
15
shot.
years? Okay.
Anyway, so we've written each other. So we need to have got any love music. No, we haven't.
Yeah, I've got some love music. You can have a bit. You can have a little bit
So
of...
we've written each other's profiles. So this, if you went onto Tinder, this is what you would read about myself or about James, but we've written it for each other.
Yeah.
So James, would you like to go first?
No, I'd like you to go first. Or would you like me to go
Yeah,
first?
you go first. So I think what we should do is let's read it out without, I will not interrupt you at all, even if you're completely offensive.
Okay.
And then after I'll pull it apart.
Okay.
And slag you off.
No worries.
Okay.
Standard. So this is me writing as if this is your Tinder profile.
Okay.
This is what I'd write for you.
Can we turn that down a little bit?
Hi guys, I'm newly single and looking for love. If you've ever listened to my top-rated podcast, you'll know that I've never been heartbroken before, so being back on the shelf left to rot in the dating pool, it's very much outside of my comfort zone. I'm a successful businesswoman, although I'm so self-deprecating that you'd never guess it, with 2 beautiful boys who are really no hassle at all. Honest, no, not even the toddler who never listens to a fucking word that I tell him. My favourite hobby is making up ailments that don't actually exist. Seriously, ask the London ambulance service who once had to come to my bedside, and not in a good way. I'm looking to meet a rich, successful Bradley Cooper lookalike who has the body of Ryan Gosling in La La Land. In fact, I would like him to be able to dance. I'd like you to be able to dance like Ryan Gosling too. In fact, fuck it. Only get in contact if you're Ryan Gosling.
Yes.
Kindest regards, Hayley.
Oh, I love it.
So that is... I think you get some dates off the back of that.
I love the rotting on the shelf.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't even think I need to pull that apart.
No? Fairly accurate.
Ryan Gosling.
Anything you'd include? You said it's like hobbies, favourite movie quote. I don't know if you've got like a favourite quote, have you really?
I
or-
mean, I would have. Can I?
I wish I could
haven't got
quit
any
you.
hobbies. Although tap dancing, I've recently
fuck
found out
off.
that a parent friend from the school,
Yeah.
his partner does tap dancing classes where I went tap dancing.
Once?
That once time.
Oh my God.
One time. I spent like £70 on new
Sorry,
tap
just break
shoes.
that down. How's that made you more likely to
Because now
go?
I'm like-
Because you met like
Don't
one of
know.
the dads from school. His
'Cause I
husband
thought
is now
I should go.
the teacher.
Yeah, don't know.
Okay,
Right, let me just
Right, you
get
ready?
it. No, no,
Ready-
I'm not.
ready?
I'm not
You
ready.
ready?
I'm not ready.
Tinder me up, baby.
Okay, so this is James's. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hi, I'm James. I'm 39, clean on to my 30s, and my hairline. I'm laughing at my joke. I love nothing more than waking at 5 a.m, freezing my balls in a cold shower, pumping iron in the gym, and smashing a McDonald's burger on the way home. Always chicken as it's healthy. When I'm not being the slightly nauseating fun dad, I like to escape for some light motivational reading or breathing exercises to keep me grounded and stop my inner demons unleashing themselves. I enjoy watching films that make me feel like a proper geezer. Jason Statham is my man crush. His movie one-liners make my biceps flex. You don't need your mouth to pee. The Transporter. Next time, I'll deflate all your balls, friend. The Expendables. I'm looking for someone who takes pride in their appearance. You know, matching undies, shaved legs, that sort of thing. Someone who enjoys frequent, fun cuddles once we have ticked off our daily have we been great checklist. But it also...
This sounds like my dream person.
But is also equally independent to do their own thing so I can sit alone, very alone, working and listening to Rob Dyrdek's podcast. Fun facts. I was in a boy band called Blag that got through to X Factor's boot camp. Sadly, I didn't make the final, but looking back, I think I was too talented. People call me James, Bertie Bambaston, Eagle, or Twat. Any is fine. Swipe up or slip me a message if you like what you see. And I've got a couple of emojis there.
Oh, very good. Very good. I thought that was very good. Very apt. Very apt. I like the part of you've got to be independent so I can sit alone, very alone.
Well, it's like, do you remember when I went to, when I used to work in artist management, I went to Australia on tour.
6
for like
weeks,
6
didn't you?
weeks.
Oh, the dream.
And I think you left the house like twice.
Yeah,
and that
didn't
was
need to.
just to sit around where we lived at the time, at like an outdoor pool, and that was just to go out there, wasn't it?
I went out there every day. I just didn't
sit out
leave the
there,
front.
but
I didn't go out the front of the house for
James
weeks.
you're a bit of a lone wolf.
Woo! Which I never used to think about myself. I just like my own
Now
space.
just like to be on your own. I'm not going to be mean. I was
You
going
sure?
to say, be on your own, be miserable. No, I'm joking. You're not that miserable.
I am.
So there's
That's
our
why
Tinder profiles.
that's why I like it. I think if I had to rate that, I'd say that you won.
Yeah.
You won.
No, I don't know. Yours
Oh.
was quite funny, but you minimal effort.
But because
No,
it said
I'm joking.
250
I'm joking,
characters
no,
and
it's
you
good.
ended up writing a fucking
Did
monologue.
I don't know. I didn't. It just sort of flowed.
Standard thing of Hayley not having
You
any
do love a
concept
bit
of
of
time.
Jason Statham as well, don't you?
I do love a bit of Jason Statham.
I was like trying to find these movie quotes, and I was like, "What was that really awful one though? Is it Crank or something?"
Oh god, we had to keep his heart rate up.
Oh,
so it's like at
God.
one point he's like on an American football field, like fucking the girl he was with. It was so weird, but I love it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Gazer!
God, Gazer!
I think I'm going to wet myself. Oh,
Good
no.
time to end the show. Thank you as always for being here. We really appreciate it. We love making these shows,
Oh, I
honestly.
love it.
Oh, we absolutely love
Make
it.
sure
We
as
do.
well, get in touch if you've been a mug.
Yes.
You can send us a voice recording. You can go on our website.
Voice note us on Instagram. That's probably really easy to do. Do that.
Or you can visit our website, businessmarriagepod.com. You can share the love. Tell us about someone you work with who's fantastic. Just get in touch. Or a small business shout out. You've got a small business you want to shout out, let us know. Invite us
absolutely.
along.
Yeah, we'll come and check
Send
it.
us some shit.
We'll come and check it out. Check it out.
Check it out.
If you have enjoyed this podcast, please do us a favour. Give us a 5-star review wherever
Yes.
you download your podcast. I know all
Please
podcasts say
keep
that, but it
reviewing,
actually
guys.
really helps
If
to
you haven't
grow the
been on
podcast.
Apple and you left a review, please do so. And also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and you'll be seeing our Tinder profiles and those lovely pictures going out.
Good ending to the show. You were very good today. Very good indeed.
This show is a Phonic Media production.